Welcome, everybody, to the Grind and the Good Times podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Ross. I've got my favorite co-host, no offense, Blake, but my favorite is Miss Everly Ross to my right, and then my other co-host, Blake King, to my left, and episode 003. So that's a special number, I think, everywhere that everybody gets. And look at you getting to be that guy.
I don't know if it was 6 or 7.
You know, that is something I need to understand. And one of your earpieces is flipped around. There you go. Hey, you was about to.
Well, I'm having a fit right here.
He's getting.
I can't even stand them.
All right, it's turned.
I can't stand them things.
So, working on some special introductions for our guests and made some notes. Ladies and gentlemen, most of our local people know him, but he is Terry Turk. He's a husband, a father, an entrepreneur. He was a lineman for Marshall DeKalb we'll get into that later. I think he helped screw in the first light bulb at the office. He is the owner of Bama Buck's Wild Game Restaurant. He's a wildlife nut. He has everything from possums to buffalo and white-tailed deer to alligators. And I think he may have brought some things with us today. He's the oldest living camel jockey, and he goes in rut not once but twice a year. He is Terry Turk, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to have him in here with us today. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. I think he's got all kinds of stories. He's brought some critters. It's an honor to have you in here, and I hope we don't let you down with our little show. Tell us your thoughts. What's it like being here?
Oh, this is an upgrade for me.
Is it?
It really is. I'm excited.
Well,
I had lunch with this guy today, and he told me he was going to be a co-host here today, and he was looking for some entertainment and excitement. I'm ready.
You've worked with my dad, and he's still at Marshall DeKalb. He's outside banging on things right now. If I had him where Everly's at, we would probably be here all night with the stories y'all could probably tell from just Marshall DeKalb days, not even including the deer and there's so many things. Kangaroos, you got hopping around out there, and some stuff from other countries running around. Was you married before you got at Marshall DeKalb?
I don't know. It's a blur.
That's that blur part of your life. Okay.
No, I wasn't. I was actually dating the woman that I married to when I was at Marshall DeKalb. But that was 36 years ago. That was over half of my life ago.
Wow, 34, so.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it was all great. I was 23 years old, and I started in 1985. I actually left Marshall DeKalb. This past September would have been 4 years.
Okay, so you did 36 years at Marshall DeKalb?
Yes.
Oh, man, you've definitely seen a lot. I wanted to say that you probably climb more poles than I've drove by, but I feel like you probably have done a lot of pointing and telling other people to climb those poles.
I climbed them in a day. Toward the end, I started doing a little pointing.
I got you. So back when you started, did y'all have the tree crew? Was y'all on a tree crew, or did y'all just...
It was contracted out.
Tree crew was okay. I didn't know if y'all had a tree crew back,
we did a lot on our own.
I got
Whatever needed to be done, we'd do.
Okay. Did you have the deer before Marshall DeKalb, or did that come after Marshall DeKalb?
We didn't start bringing deer in until 1998.
All right, so
It all kind of started in connection with the electric company. We were on a storm restoration. We were in Florence. And we got up there, you kind of get teamed up with some of the guys from the local co-ops there. And I met a guy, and he had some deer, and I'd always wanted deer. This guy told me, when we get through with all this, if you'll come back and see me in the spring, he said, I'll get you started.
Do y'all keep in touch still?
A little bit. But that one particular guy, I come home, and I went tearing all my fence down. And that fence that I had that was built for my cows was strong enough to hold a rhinoceros in because, being in the line crew and construction, it was built pretty stout.
Right.
So I went out back the very first day, and I took down about 20 foot of fence. My wife told me I was crazy. And I said, well, I'm going to take some more down tomorrow. So I wasn't real sure if I wanted to do this or not. So I go back out the next day, and I take down some more fence. And then the third day, I thought, I'm taking it all down. So I was all in then, so I just went to wrecking it out. I built my deer fence. The very first pen was just an acre. Got it all put up, put together. I called the guy at Florence. He said he had sold all of his deer, took his fence down. He didn't even have deer anymore.
Oh, no.
So I had one big, large dog pen. And then later we did find some. We got hooked up with some people and got started from there.
Okay. So I wasn't sure which had come first, if something that you and your dad had started before Marshall the Cab or not. I do remember coming by when I was a kid, and you had just white-tailed deer then for the longest, right? Is that right?
For a long time. We had white-tailed deer, and then we started bringing some elk in, and then some bison in, kangaroo, and then sort of the obsession began, and before you know it, we had a little bit of everything.
What's vacation like?
I don't know. You tell me. I've not seen one in a while.
Well,
I'd love to experience that.
I did come to the restaurant the other night, and you wasn't there, and I was like, I think this is the first time. You might have been there. I didn't see you. I was like, I don't know. They might have loosened his leash and let him go maybe watch the football game or something. It was on a Friday night.
I was probably out back doing something.
Okay.
Sure.
What about Marshall the Cab goes? I know you probably are proud, been employed there and for all those years, and they've definitely probably kept a lot of the lights on at night, being a Marshall the Cab employee. Do you have some pretty cool stories from maybe a storm or a regular, Monday, or just something stands out that maybe be entertaining or just maybe?
Well, let me just say this. I love Marshall the Cab. Okay. I still admire all the people that are there and the long hours that they spend in the middle of the night and going out when it's cold, on hot days and when it's windy. And you've experienced a lot of this yourself.
That's right.
And it's just a different kind of trade. And, you work real close with these guys. You become brothers. You'll find yourself up in a bucket, and you're working under some really hard, difficult circumstances a lot. And if you're both not paying attention, somebody's going to get hurt, possibly killed. So you got to depend on each other, and you're always looking out for one another. But, some of the things that I remember that, I don't know, we just always enjoyed this was back when we used to blast and rock. Now, everybody drills nowadays.
Right.
But it was always exciting, and you never knew what was going to happen. Every time you shot dynamite, it was going to turn out to be different.
I've heard some stories. I never got to witness this.
Rocks going through windshields, going through windows, and our shooting mat was a tire with a lot of metal on the top of it. And, we'd go through chicken houses and stuff, and a lot of times we found it funny. But right before you set the charge off, you'd had to send out the command, fire in the hole.
Yeah.
And you had to say it 3 times. And everybody that would say it, they always had a little smirk on their face when it was fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. It's like playing, with the fireworks.
Yeah.
So you didn't know how it was going to turn out. A lot of times the trucks are sitting around, it would be just covered in mud.
Oh, Lord.
And to see grown men running and diving, going up under trucks because of the debris, and people turning ankles and pulling hamstrings and stuff, just trying to keep from getting killed. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, honestly, Terry, if you want to, you can take those off. You can still hear me. I mean, I know they're driving you crazy, but she can be able to work too without them. So if you want to just lay them on the table, that's fine too.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. We want you comfortable here, so we definitely can make it work.
Oh, good. I can hear you. Very good.
But we love the stories, and I've heard, man, yeah, those blast mats would just be whatever y'all could get hold, and just launched them just as high as you could see, I guess, several times. I don't know. But I guess September 11th is when all that changed. Is that right? The blasting using the dynamite?
Yeah, well, it's just OSHA regulations and, people getting hurt. And a lot of times you couldn't blast when you was up near a trailer or a house or, something. There was just other reasons why you couldn't, and you'd have to come in and try to drill it. And it was just a lot safer. Actually save a lot of time. Sometimes we'd be tied up on just trying to set one pole, and it may take us 2.5 days in rock just trying to get one pole down. And, come around, you got a drill, then could get it, maybe dug in a couple of hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
Set a pole, it saved a lot of time.
I know I've set up here off 205 on a little back road right there, and we just ground on one just all day before we finally said, it's time to back up and punt. But we definitely didn't have the dynamite option when I come through. But man, it was just, those made for long days, just sitting there watching that auger spin or whatever. But funny story for me, and this might, bring something back, but like our terminology is different. Like we know what our sayings mean, but other people don't. We had just a little storm come through Blount County. I don't remember what year, like 2014, I guess. And they'd been out of power for all day and all night with a lot of people. It wasn't nothing just super major, but, we were working and slowly getting lights turned back on. And this lady had come outside, and I was new. I mean, I'd been there just a few months. And she said, "Are y'all going to get my lights back on?" And I said, "We're about to make you hot." And she's like, "Do what?" She just looked at me, and I was like, "Oh goodness!" And then I was like, "Oh my gosh!" She thinks I'm talking. I'm talking dirty to her or whatever. I said, "We're about to turn you on." Oh God, it's getting worse. "Yes, ma'am. Your lights will be on in just a second." And then I was like, "Oh gosh, Tyler, you've been here a few months now. You're embarrassed. This lady thinks you're a creep and probably gonna call in on you." But yeah, there was several times like that where I was just finally just let somebody else do the talking because I was going to embarrass myself most of the time. So,
no, you never knew you'd be on a case of trouble when you'd come up on a house and half the house was naked.
Oh gosh,
walking around, and you didn't like going in a house. You always tried to take care of everything outside and make sure they had the right voltage
right
at the meter base without going in. But then they ain't got power, so you try to assist them and try to help them. And
because my refrigerator's not running right, or yeah. See some stuff you don't want to see for sure.
Oh yeah, that you can't ever talk about, especially on a podcast.
So with an 8-year-old across from you,
yeah,
go in there so we can.
Now I know why she's here. She used to kind of keep this session down a little bit so we behave.
Yeah,
what we're saying.
I didn't really think about that, but she's here for what's behind this camera right now for sure. But I guess it works. It keeps us together. It keeps us straight, right? She'll get on to us every now and then. I'll slip out a bad word and she'll.
Yeah.
So, well, what about just being on that trip, that storm trip, and you seeing them deer? And that just kind of sparked the movement of.
Well, yeah, I had wanted them. I'd been trying to find some for a long time, and I knew a few people back prior to that had some. And, back then, all you had to have was a $10 permit from the state to have deer. But there was no market on them or anything. And there wasn't much of a market on it even when I started in the beginning. And then the deer market started to grow. When we applied for a license, there were only 12 game breeders in the state at that point, and now there's almost 300. So
there's several close by.
Oh, they're everywhere now. So
I wanted one too. Like I got 20 acres, and I thought, well, I'll just get in and build me a fence. And I was in my head, I was going to be kind of a partner with you, not really a partner, but buy things and learn from you. But that was a long time ago, and I was young. But that was, I was a big wildlife guy. I love deer and turkey and waterfowl and everything. But, here I am doing podcasts instead of, chasing deer. So I don't know what's better.
It's a lot easier being a podcaster. Sure. We just currently, over the last 6 weeks, we lost about 87 whitetail deer.
Wow.
So, it's pretty detrimental to us. So, it's times like that you have to look at yourself and say, is this worth it? That's when the fun goes away. Is when you're trying to save a animal.
The herd.
There's a whole big herd.
Was that Elvis was a deer that I got to bottle feed years ago, and I know he got sick and y'all lost him along with. Was that the same type of virus?
We had malignant catarrhal fever on the farm that come from a sheep at that time. And within 5 weeks, we lost 130 deer then. We had like 350 deer on the farm. So that was a pretty major setback.
That's half.
We lost a lot. So right now, currently, we only have 56 whitetail deer left alive on the farm because we lost so many this year.
80, so over half died in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, lost a lot.
Was Elvis your favorite?
He probably was. I think he was.
Even Charlie was close.
Yep. Yep.
And Charlie was Elvis's son.
That's right.
And
the cool thing about that is people like you and your daughter is they learn our animals. They know their names, and we have people that come and return, and they want to go back out and they want to see Charlie, or they want to go see Wilma. They want to go see Fred. They talk about these different animals because they've been used to them and they've watched them grow up. Charlie, as you was talking about, there's a lot of kids. The restaurant's been open 7 years now, and there's been a lot of kids that come out there when they were 6, 7 years old, and they've 14, 15 years old, and they've watched those deer grow up.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's kind of been a part of their life.
Well, I know the piebald has always been almost as unique to me as an albino deer, just because you never know the color, the pattern they're going to come out with, and Charlie was super piebald, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he was nice. So within 27 years, Charlie was the only piebald we've ever had born on the farm.
So he was the first.
He was the first and only one we'd ever had up until this year. So we bred with a piebald buck this past season, and we had 13 piebalds hit the ground.
I seen the babies.
Cool.
I feel like we're regulars. I'm sure you've got more regulars than me, but we come pretty often. And when I come back there, we have to pay to see the animals every time, which is fine. But dadgummit.
You need a regular pass.
I do. I need a pass.
That's where we're going with
We're
this.
telling them that we're going to see the animal. Don't even start. We're going.
I'm like
By the way, you did get your cheesecake.
we got cheesecake.
We brought cheesecake.
Oh, look, we're definitely going to talk about.
I think it was a
cheesecake.
little joke. He sent me a little emoji over there that he said, "Please bring cheesecake." So,
Well, Brandy had said something, and I want to talk about the cheesecake here in a minute. But but for me, when I was probably a little bit older than her, because you got the deer in '98. Elvis, what do you remember? What year Elvis was born?
2004. I think.
Gosh, I was a big kid, I guess, still loving these deer.
2003.
So I was 12, I guess. But when we would go by, I would just, Mom, let's go by the deer farm, and the restaurant wasn't there yet, but y'all had the barn, I guess, and it was like when the Coke and Dr. Pepper just had those little 8 or 10, 12-ounce bottles, and I feel like that's what Jennifer had, just a pile of those bottles full of milk and just handing them all. Yeah, y'all can feed them, and that's what I fed Elvis some Coke milk. It was in a little Coke bottle, but that's what I remember feeding Elvis out of, just that little bottle. But that was something that I'll never forget. And what happened to him, I hated. I was so sad. I know you was sick, but so the disease that killed 80 something this year.
It was EHD.
So 2 different things.
Yeah,
and
it's similar to blue tongue. So it comes from a midge fly that they call no-see-ums.
Yeah.
And that midge fly has to contract. He has to get the virus from another animal. And once it has that virus, that one gnat can bite one deer.
And it's all just spreads.
Yeah. And then you start seeing clinical signs about 9 to 10 days later.
And then it's
with
too late.
What we got was pretty bad. There's 3 different types of EHD in the United States. There's a EHD 2, 4, and 6. So we got the 6. So we hit the lottery.
Wow.
We got the big one.
Wow, yeah.
It's the one that wipes out, a whole herd. So
Charlie has passed now, right?
he has.
What are you doing, like a full body mount? Or do you already
he is
have?
being mounted.
Is
yes,
he?
But he's not a full body.
I figured you'd have something special with Charlie, because I know you got that one Elvis mount in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie is a little bit sentimental with
with my
your dad.
Yeah.
So I knew you was going to probably do. I knew I hadn't been seeing him out there, and I hated to ask that question, but I knew he had been. He was getting up in age and not seeing him, and I assumed. But I knew that was a good story with your dad with Charlie. Is that something you want to talk about?
Yeah. I mean, Charlie, my dad, he had a glioblastoma, a brain tumor, and not good. And we were at the farm one day, and I looked out and I saw something white out in the deer pen, and I thought it was like a Walmart sack or something. And I could see, and it was actually Elvis, his dad, and he was striking it with his hoof. And I thought it was a bag. I thought he was playing with it. So I go out there to retrieve it because we'd already had one bad episode with a bag before. I go out there, and as I got closer, I realized that it was a little deer, and it was struggling, and it couldn't walk very well. So a lot of times pieballs, they have disformities. This one had a crooked spine, had a Roman nose, and they're kind of short this way and this way. Their hair's not hardly right. They're different. They're special.
Okay.
So the other deer on that day, for some reason or another, everything was all bristled up, blowing, going crazy. So it's like everything there knew this deer didn't belong in that pen. And it was like his own daddy was trying to kill him.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be.
So I go out there and I pick him up. I sort of felt like I'd rescued him. I take him over to the fence. Well, we were expecting a phone call from UAB to see whether Dad was going to be a candidate for a surgery for his glioblastoma, which wasn't going to be a cure for him, but was going to buy us a few months,
Right.
So I walk over there and the phone's ringing, and my brother answered the phone. It was UAB, and they said, we're glad to announce that, Mr. Turk, you're going to be a candidate for surgery. We're going to be able to do this. So they're all on one side of the fence, high-fiving each other and everything. And I've got the deer, and I said, my dad's name's Charles. So I said, Dad, meet Charlie.
Yeah, I like it.
So from that day on, the similarities and them growing and what they went through was a lot. We had to be at UAB the very next day. So I called a good friend, a vet of mine, Dr. Cole, out of Aniana, and I told him what I was up against. I said, I've got this deer, and it's not doing good. I mean, his front feet he was bow-legged on the front, and his back feet were turned around in 180 degrees.
Oh, my
wow.
goodness.
And we had to break his back legs 3 times just to get them straightened out, and then they did surgery on the front. But so Dr. Cole said, yeah, you got a lot on your plate. He said, let me have the deer. You take care of your dad. Y'all head out to Birmingham. So we go down, and Dad stayed in the hospital for 6 weeks. That first time, Dr. Cole had killed Charlie for 6 weeks. Well, when we get home, the first thing Dad asked is, where's Charlie at? And he wanted, to see him. So we pushed him out in the deer pen in a wheelchair, and Dr. Cole had brought him back and put him in the pen for us to get there. So the little deer comes running right up to Dad.
Wow.
Just almost jumped in his lap, and he's petting him. But when Dad was having a bad day, it seemed like that deer was having a bad day. If he was having a good day, he was having a good day. In fact, everything, their struggles in life, like a piebald, when they're born, they're only given about 6 months to live.
I didn't know that.
That's the average lifespan of a piebald. Well, they were only giving Dad 6 months to live, so it was kind of like they were both on this race, and nobody wanted to finish first.
Yeah, right.
So one day, because Charlie never got his colostrum, that's that first milk that you got to get from your mom, because the mom wouldn't have anything to do with him. He was loose, like his stool was really loose, and it looked like black motor oil, and we just never could get it where it needed to be. So I called Dr. Cole, and I said, hey, what can I do for this deer? I said, it needs something. And he said, try to get some pumpkin pie filling. He said, if you can get that, it may just help it just a little bit. It's got fiber in it. And I said, okay. Well, on my way in from work, marshaled a cab that day, I stopped by. I wanted to check on my dad, and there was a can of pumpkin pie filling sitting there on the counter.
Wow.
And I said, did Jennifer go pick this up for me? She said, no, I took your dad back to the doctor today, and he's been a little loose, and he recommended I get him pumpkin pie filling.
Holy.
So both of them's doctor on the same day with the same
recommended
thing,
the same.
and they both recommended the same thing, and it was just funny how everything, they seem to be paired.
That is I knew there was something sentimental with it, and that is pretty cool story that they shared some similar things right there, and then I'm sure it was some extra bonding time for you and your dad too, right there, that you probably surely appreciate. So, Well, and you said how many pieballs are on the farm this year?
13. Well, we had 13. We've lost 5, and some of them were due to the EHD.
Okay, so
Yep, so we still got 8 of them on the farm.
I know there was several back there in that back left little spot, and they just come out, and I'm like, I want one now. I want one. So
A big handful of them's been bottle fed. So when you walk up to the fence, they're going to come right up to the fence.
Definitely
they
come.
Petted.
Wow.
They's trying to nibble your fingers and your pants. I think one of them grabbed my pant leg, but I always enjoy the we do got to work on the pass. We got to work on the animal pass. But the ostrich. Tell me your thoughts on why in the world. Like, that's the sketchiest animal I've ever stood in front of. I wanted a pet emu one time as a guard dog, because the emu is about your average height for a man. And I said, if a man comes around your house at midnight and he's face to face with a bird, he's probably not going to hang out at your house anymore. But the ostrich is 2 foot taller than the emu, I feel like, and just does some weird things with its wings. And I don't trust it at all. Even with that fence there, it just bothers me. I mean, are they crazy? Do they?
Well, I think
are they aggressive?
That fence that you're talking about is your only defense that you have.
Okay,
'cause it would kill you.
All right.
So I brought Derek with me. He's sitting out here. We're going to bring some animals up after a while, and Derek's helped me wrangle some ostrich. In fact, we had intentions of that happening today. It just didn't work out for us like we wanted it to. But this one ostrich that you're talking about, the male that we got, he'll stand almost 8 foot tall. And, the first one, his name was Otis, because I worked for a foreman years and years ago, and everybody around here knew Otis. A lot of the kids around Christmas would call him Santa Claus. He had a long white beard on him. And Otis was a really good foreman. I learned a lot from him, but he was hard. He was demanding, and he could be mean. So, but in a good way.
You're right.
In a really good way. So
he wanted you to go home every day.
Ostrich Otis, yeah.
Well,
it reminded me of the days at the co-op when it was tough and it was hard and having to deal with it.
Otis probably really screwed in the first light bulb at Marshall DeKalb.
Oh, I'm sure. Hey, I don't even think there was such thing as a light bulb then.
Him and Thomas Edison were the first ones out there trying to figure out things. Well, you've got all kinds of things. You've got some stuff I'm thinking from Africa maybe out there, and there's New Zealand. Is that right?
Are you talking about our staff or the animals?
Well, maybe both.
We've got some of our staff that needs to be put in a cage.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3 or 4
fun.
employees that needs to be just, beat like a dog every now and then. But I don't know if a cage would help them. But so I could imagine, the bears. Oh my gosh, the bears are my favorite. They seem like big dogs, and I know they're bears. I understand that, but every time I go, they seem laid back, chill, like they ain't got a care in the world. And I could probably stand there.
Every time I'm there, I'm like, please be in the pool. I see you in the pool. Get in the pool.
Well,
Yeah, those bears are setting you up too. We got a lot of animals around there that like to kill you.
they just
Hurt you real bad or kill you.
I love you. Now turn your back, and I'm going to kill you. So,
What's the most dangerous animal you have, or the one that's hardest to deal with?
Probably that ostrich we're talking about. The ostrich,
Dustin's shaking his head.
which they're, an ostrich is the second dumbest animal on the planet. Sloth is the first.
and you
Then
got
an
one of them
ostrich.
too.
Yeah, and we got a turkey. My wife says I fit in there somewhere. But, all these animals that don't have very good sense, you got to take care of. They don't know how to take care of themselves.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So what's dumber than the ostrich? The two-toed sloth?
A sloth is the dumbest animal. Yeah.
Well, I've got nicknames
be.
now for my guys. I tell you what, and it's going to fit them perfectly. Well, when we come, we every single time we unless it's just me and Brandy. Like the other night, it was us when I didn't see you. We kicked her off at Mom and Dad's, and then we went that way. We didn't have to go walk back out there. But I do like the animals. But I try to tell her, let's just look at the sloth. And look, there's a baby turtle in there now, so we don't have to go look at all the other animals. So.
Every time I'm like, we're going to see him. And then my ostriches, I'm like,
Well, you're going to have to talk in the mic if you're talking to us.
I can't stand the ostriches. But
Well, while I've got her and you, the camp you did this summer, are y'all going to try to do that again?
Hopefully.
Okay.
It was a really, really good camp.
She had a good time at the camp. Do you want to talk about some fun things you did at the camp that Mr. Terry let you do? Or
Well, I did like the fishing. Well, I don't really fish, but it was kind of fun. I tried to catch a fish. Fish came on there. It came off, came on there, came off.
Oh, he was just playing with your bait. Got to be quicker now, don't you?
The man who was helping me, he was willing it with me.
What was that award you won? It was something with fishing, and you didn't even catch a fish, but you had the best cast or something.
No, I got the best
trophy.
points.
Oh gosh!
Hey, and I also got the most points.
Oh, she did get the most points in something with the fishing
74.
thing.
I got the 74. I got it in the bucket, which is 50.
Oh, she rung the bucket.
50 points.
Okay.
Bucket. And then if you hit 5, it is 10 points.
Well, I think he told me they're doing a thing next year if they're able to have it again, where he's gonna specifically pick you to wrestle a gator in the mud pit.
I think she would do it.
I think she would.
Yeah.
Just give her a little electrical tape and just.
What? How do I mess around with a gator?
Oh, well, real quick because I'm thinking about the cheesecake.
Dad,
So
what'd you
I've
tell
never
me
had a
the
bad
It's
meal.
not all yours. It's for your family.
Well,
Okay?
right now I am. She's at Walmart,
Yeah. She's listening.
so hang on a
She
second.
run it back. She
So
don't wanna work
no
out.
doubt, she's the one who said, hey, "Tell Terry to bring some cheesecake." So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna. I don't know. The kitchen's closed, but I'm gonna tell him to bring some cheesecake. See what happens. But we've been married, I think 13 and some change years. And we've always, if we've ever got a dessert, which we don't do often, we split it. First time we go to Bama Bucks, somebody's like, get the cheesecake, creme brulee cheesecake. And I'm like, I don't even know if I said that right, but all right, I'm going to get that. So they bring us out one, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
It looks delicious.
And me and Brandy's both like, that is amazing. So the next time we come, she's like, we're doing cheesecake. And I said, you can get your own because I'm getting my own. and from that point on, we do not share cheesecake anymore. If we get a dessert from Bama Bucks, she gets her own cheesecake, I get my own cheesecake because it's too good to share. So unless you brought one slice, she's not getting any.
That's what we do. We gotta get you hooked on it.
Yeah, well, y'all done great because I mean it's. I don't know I don't know if you stir it with your finger or Jen stirs it with hers or what, but
You don't want to know the secret.
I
But
don't
it-
share
Some
mine.
things is
I
left
share
to be unsaid.
yeah. Well, the restaurant. How did that come about? I mean, I know you know, Jen's a teacher. You're a foreman now, and you've got the deer, and then you got a few here and there that's come up. You know, some buffalo and some elk and whatnot. What led to a wild game restaurant right there across from your living room?
I think the devil crawled to bed with me one night. I'm not really sure what happened. And when I talk about a blur, this has been a very big blur to me. But so once upon a time when I was working with the electric company, I was getting into bed every night at about 12:30, and I would get up at somewhere between 3:30, 4 o'clock every day. I've done this for years and years and years. And
He's really, ladies and
but it
gentlemen,
didn't
he's really
seem-
28 years old.
yeah, yeah. I'm not going to live a very long life. I don't think I'm going to probably pay for it somewhere down the road. But I knew it wasn't healthy, but I was getting away with it. And, you know, like I could go to work and I wasn't tired. I never seemed like I was tired. But I had work. I'd come home. I was cutting grass. I was mowing. I was spraying. I was tossing feed sacks. I was medicating. I was darting. I was doing stuff all till 12 or 30, almost every night. That was my go in, and then get back up and go out, start back feeding again, take a shower, go into work. And it was the same thing every day, all the time. And I told Jennifer, my wife, I told her, I said, you know, I got to do something. We were 2 years in with the restaurant, had still working up there, 400 animals to take care of. Wow. I didn't have any help at the time other than, you know, my kids, and they were kind of starting in their own direction at that point. And we started doing a few little birthday parties down at a pavilion that we built. Bought a camel, started doing some camel rides. And, you know, it was tying up every Saturday I had. We would go back there. We was charging $100. And they was bringing birthday parties in there. You're always committed. You got to be there because it's a birthday party. It's on everybody's schedule. People's coming. You got to be there. We did this for about 3 months. I told Jennifer, I said, you know, we need to do something different. I said, you know, this is wearing me down, having to be here every Saturday. Yeah. I said, let's do something a little bigger. And I said, let's build a restaurant. And she said, you're out of your mind. You don't know anything about a restaurant. I don't know anything about a restaurant. So she says, well, you know, why don't we just build like a hot dog stand, a little concession stand, and do more with the animals? Well, I couldn't see myself sitting over there in a camper shell, rolling a weenie around on a grill waiting on somebody to pull up. I said, I ain't doing it. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. We're going to build a restaurant. She said, no, we're not either. And so I kept going back and forth with her. And one day she finally said, you know, just go ahead and do what you want to do because you're going to do it anyway. So I took that as permission.
Sounds like me and my wife a lot of times.
So I went with it, and now when she can't find me, she's looking for me. She'll call. She said, where you at? Over at that hot dog stand? And I know she's mad, you know, when she goes referring to it as a hot dog stand. But, you know, I'll have to say,
It's been a good hot dog stand. I've enjoyed every meal.
It's been good, and we've been very blessed, you know, and I have found that it's very, very important, not only working at the co-op, but when you're in the restaurant business, to be sure that you are surrounded by good people. You got to have good employees. You got to have good staff, and you got to put people in charge that's good at what they do.
Right.
So, you know, I told Jennifer, I said, if we'll hire somebody that's good in the back of the house, a manager to the front of the house. We'll get a retail manager because we built a general store inside it. And so we have very good people in each of these areas that we have now. And it can pretty much run itself without me being around. I just still like to hang around.
The thing that I notice about you when I'm there is you're not bossing them around. You're greeting people, and that's, I think a lot of people enjoy coming because they're like, this is the man that started the place right here, the man in the hat. You know, everybody walks in, they're like, I think that's the owner, and then I'm like, I know him. You know, I know, hey Terry, you know what's up? And then there's obviously you've got your regulars, and then there's people from every time I come, there's Georgia or Florida or, you know, Tennessee tags in the parking lot, so I know they're not the regulars, but they're getting to witness you have a good crew, and then be just a great, you know, business owner by greeting your customers, making sure everything is going the way they want it to go, making sure, you know, they're having a good experience while they're, you know, at your restaurant and your, do we call it a farm?
It's still a farm.
Still a farm? Okay. Yeah. I mean, you know, so, I mean, we've got, my goodness, so many good experiences. I don't think I've heard anybody talk bad about it. So that's, and it's in Sardis, and it's on a back road in Sardis. It's not even on 431, and to get that much love, that says a lot about how you are as an owner and how you've hired the right people. So that's, you know, kudos to you for that. And I need to let you come over here and help me out and make sure I hire the right people because I've been struggling lately.
Well, I'm going to say if we had built this restaurant 20 years ago, it probably wouldn't be here today. You know, it's really hard for steak restaurants to take off and make it anyway, and especially mom and pop restaurants. And, you know, when you're looking at the number one reason why restaurants are unsuccessful, and it's because of location.
Right.
We're not in the best location. So, secondly, is your parking lot. Our parking lot's not big enough. You know, there's a lot of reasons why we should be failing.
Right.
But I've given this restaurant to God. It's His. It ain't mine.
Yeah.
My wife says I'm number 2, but I know why she calls me number 2. I know there's a reason for it, but
well, you know, I'm probably worse than number 2, and I don't even know what that is.
You know, social media and the internet and Google Maps. Like, if it wasn't for Google Maps, where we're at, if I was having to take every call, I'd be over there all day long.
Trying to tell people we're
trying
bright.
to guide somebody in our place. Yeah. All they got to do is tap it in, and, you know, they get all the information they need off their phone. They get it. They know where we're at. So I'm a pretty firm believer that nowadays I believe you could build a restaurant anywhere you wanted to. You ain't got to be on the mainstream. And we didn't want ours out on the highway where diesel trucks are passing by and, you know, the sound of the traffic and all. Yeah. We wanted to be out there where you could be sitting around the fire and listening to crickets and bullfrogs at night.
Absolutely. You know? And that's what we did last weekend when we was there. Me and Brandy just sat by the fire out there. And I guess we waited till after all the football games had started. So the crowd had kind of got out of there. It worked out real nice. We sat by the fire by ourselves for about 15 minutes and then walked around the general store for a minute.
Because he ain't got no friends.
I don't. Like, me and Blake used to be friends, but now, like, we're trying to rekindle the fire, but, you know.
He's going to pay a little bit more at it.
Right. Yeah. I think I bought him a cheeseburger from Boaz Cafe so far. That's been his only payment right now.
Yeah. That's my perk. I get a burger every now and then.
But, oh, gosh.
I had a quick question. How did you take, you know, you talked about hot dog stand. How did you take that idea of building? I mean, it's a state-of-the-art facility. When I walk in, I just see, like, everything's in its place, and it's just the landscaping is unbelievable. Like, every detail is perfect. And you know my brother pretty well, and he's a very detailed guy. And so I've said that to him, too. I said, can you believe, like, how every detail is just perfect? How did you go from planning that to executing that?
Well, first off, it's not a perfect place. You're not even talking to a perfect person. There's a lot of flaws that I'm not going to mention because you ain't seen them. So I'll keep them to myself. But Joey Walker is a carpenter. I'm going to throw a plug out there for him.
Absolutely.
We spent a lot of time with each other on this project. It took us 2 years to build it. Very few things did we change from the beginning to the end project. You know, there's a few things like along the way. We didn't have any plans. Everything's pretty much drawn off on a brown paper sack.
Yeah.
And we went with it, and we just pulling tape, looking. And I remember one of my first heart-to-heart conversations that I had with Joey was, you know, when you're framing stuff and you're into construction and you understand wood and building and all this stuff, when you're framing, everything's okay framing. When you get in detailed and finishing out, that's when stuff starts showing up.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was probably in the first week, I'd seen a little mismatch on some stained boards. I didn't think, look, where I wanted them to be. And maybe some
OCD
joints
kicked in?
Oh, I don't have OCD. I got CDO.
Oh, okay.
I got to arrange my letters. But, you know, I told Joey, I said, I called timeout. You know, Kirby Smart.
Yeah, got to get that Kirby Smart timeout in there.
I said, Joey, there's going to be a lot of people come in this restaurant, and they're going to ask me who built this restaurant. They're going to look at every flaw while they're sitting around waiting on their food to come to the table. They're doing like you would. sitting around, gazing around, looking, and
I noticed the skeleton riding the buffalo the other night. I mean, y'all stay with the times, too.
we try. Yeah. That guy's been waiting on his food for
He's
a
been
long
waiting,
time. Yeah.
He looked a lot like me if I took my shirt off.
Wait till you get that cheesecake. You'll fill out.
Yeah.
So anyway, I told him, I said, that we need to make sure, everything's going to look like it did. He called timeout, got his crew together. They come in there and they said, and he looked like a preacher talking to these boys. He said, from this point on, I want everything to look perfect. As perfect as we can build this place, I want it to look. And he told them the same thing I told him. He said, everybody's going to be staring at it, looking at it, checking the place out. So it took a lot of pressure off me
Right.
when he did that, because he took all the pressure on himself. And I didn't have to say anything, from that point on. But he done a really good job with us. And he actually put aside building any other houses or anything else for 2 years.
Your focus.
He stayed with us till
You was his focus. I don't know what I
we
just
worked
said.
on it every day except for Sundays.
Well, it's definitely a very nice restaurant. And when I was 10th grade, maybe, I went to Indiana, and I had an elk steak. Before that, never heard of a restaurant serving anything like that. And honestly, I hadn't heard of one again other than that one until you come along. And the other night, when it was me and Brandy, I got the Drunken Buffalo, and she got, I think she got the elk ribeye. And I was like, you just don't get this anywhere else. So it's always good to come and then I've eat the quail too. So I mean, it's everything that you've got that I've, if I'm not real hungry, I'm not going to go in there and buy a steak, which I've had your burgers at lunchtime, and I've had frog legs and gator bites, and that's what I think we're going to have, some gator bites after a while. We just got to cook him. What do you think?
She saw something about the American flag done dropped off.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We'll make it work. Just paused, I think. But do you want to?
I know you named a lot of wild game dishes off. So, we're like 70% domestic foods. Steaks, burger, chicken, seafood, pasta. And then our wild game it's quail, pheasant. We do wild boar. We do bison. We do elk. We do venison. So we got quite a few dishes. It's really a big menu.
It is. It's
huge.
I mean, I've been more times than I can count right now, and it's always, I don't know what I want. And it's really, how good did I make? Did I make any money this week? Do I want this Drunken Buffalo? Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Okay, do I want it that bad? Or I do, but was the week that good at work? But
Well, the prices are great too.
Yeah, I mean,
if
really,
you go out west, that's the
mean,
only place you can go to really get this kind of stuff, right? And I mean, compared to out west, that's great prices.
yeah, they're not. Look, I want to talk.
Let me just throw this out there: that Drunken Buffalo you had the other night.
I cut it with my fork.
And that particular meat, we're getting out of New Mexico, and we're paying $54 a pound for it.
Wow.
So, when people think that it's a little pricey, well, water runs downhill.
Right.
So it is expensive. The meats that we have, we're not a white tablecloth kind of restaurant, but I do feel like we do have some swanky meats.
Oh, man, yeah.
It comes through. So, but
and when I get to order that, I feel like I'm doing good. It was like, man, we can get whatever we want on this menu, and it's not because it's cheap but it's I've been working hard too, but it makes you feel good when you can order. We were talking the other night, and she's talking about something, and I said, we can, whatever you want to do. Where I don't even know what we was talking about. I said, we just ordered 2 of the 3 most expensive things on this menu. So if you want to go buy some shoes, buy some shoes. So that I don't even know how that got brought up, but we just at the menu looking at it. I mean, it's just it's not that bad, and it's reasonable. And Taco Bell costs $30 for a chalupa and a quesadilla. $30. So just remember that. You can go have some real food for not much more than what Taco Bell's meat sauce packets are right now. So there's that little.
How did you like that bourbon whiskey sauce that was on that
Man,
steak?
I liked it.
That's good. That's addictive. Ain't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I
That's
think
how
that's
people
the first
turn
time
into
I've got-
alcoholics.
Well, that's man. We're always ready here at the drive.
That's why she's on
That's
this
why
show.
she's here. She's like, no. Those are for show. Those cost too much to drink. I think you brought a few critters with you. Do you want to break them out? We've been here about 50 minutes, give or take. I know they don't want to probably be in that cage all night, but is there a certain order you want to bust them loose at?
Yeah, most of these are nocturnal, so they probably
They're getting ready to get rowdy, ain't they?
They are. It's about that time. So this first animal that Derek's going to bring out, his name is Ross, Tyler Ross.
Well, I know y'all probably like, we're going to name this one after our best customer.
Yeah.
I think they named him after Daryl.
Probably. Everybody likes
Daryl.
Daryl.
He does.
Yeah.
I don't know. I told you Dad run over our pet raccoon we had, so. But
So in Alabama, it's illegal to own possums, raccoons, skunks, squirrels, anything like that that's native. We do have a wildlife captive display permit. So we have the same permit as like a zoo permit.
Okay.
We had to go through a lot of testing, it was a big ordeal
Hey,
to
buddy.
get that particular license. So we're governed by the state ag department, USDA, wildlife, game and fish. So these guys, this one came from Tennessee, from a breeder in Tennessee. There are no breeders in the state of Alabama. And those folks from Tennessee think we're redneck. We got to go to Tennessee to get possums and get raccoons.
That is crazy.
And, I've caught them as a kid, trapped them like
Right.
everybody else has, and now we're going up there, and these things are bringing $750 a
Oh
piece
my
in
gosh.
Tennessee.
I ain't
Yeah.
even going to tell you what I do to them. Those at the hunting club are, I'll
Make
tell
hats
you
out
what.
of 'em.
Yeah. They look good.
Hang them on
in
your
the-
antenna. The
yeah.
tail.
Good Lord.
Yeah, the raccoon don't even want to hear that.
I remember, growing up right here in the country, I've got pictures when I was a baby, 2 years old maybe, and my grandmother had a raccoon that she'd raised for years, and we were in the bathtub together, So I've grew up almost as white trash as you can get. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dad used to shoot rats with BB guns from the bedroom to the kitchen. So we've had rats to raccoons all hanging out with us, over the years. So I'll probably get slapped for bringing that up. But hey, we moved out of the house.
So, if you're out at a restaurant, lots of
he's got his
times, and he
necklace.
does like jewelry, that's the reason he's taking that necklace off of him. But when you come walking through, they'll be coming through with raccoons, possums, kangaroos. Looked up one day, here come an alpaca through the restaurant. A
I
donkey,
saw
and,
that the other day on the,
they
on the
just
Facebook.
they get pretty creative. The alligators and stuff like that they bring through. I think people love that kind of stuff because it's different, it's unique.
Oh man, it
Have
is.
to be sitting there. I remember one day there was two customers that come walking in, and one of the girls that worked for us was sitting up on the bar stove playing a guitar with a possum sitting on her cowboy hat. And this woman's looking at her, and she walked by, and she come by me, and I said, "Ma'am, was that disturbing to you?" She said, I still can't believe what I just seen. She said, was that like a real possum sitting on top of her head? I said, it's like that around here all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty hillbillish around. We can be.
And it's okay because it works and people enjoy it and it makes us happy. I enjoy being, I guess, a little bit hillbilly. And Everly, she's got a lizard and, a couple of them. But it's amazing how many people think she just totes around a fake lizard. Like, it'll just hang on her shirt. It's a bearded dragon. I mean, yeah, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, is that real?" And it's to the point now where it's driving her insane. She's like, "People think this. I just carry a fake lizard around." And I said, "Well, I mean, you're a little girl with a that gum big old orange lizard that most people don't expect to see. So, I think people would less question her if she had a raccoon than they would the lizard.
I think Ross is liking petting Dustin more than Dustin's liking petting Ross here.
It's that hat too. He's a Stetson man.
He's a Stetson.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a big bird sitting on his shoulder the other night. He came walking through the restaurant, and it took a chunk out of his hat. And
Oh, no. Yeah. What kind of bird was it?
Been a cockatoo.
Oh, y'all have cockatoos? Wow.
Oh, is that back there? Where do y'all keep that at?
Well, we got places we hide animals.
Oh, I got yeah.
And we bring them out of special places.
Gotcha,
So when you
okay.
come through, they go through the restaurant quite often with a cockatoo.
I don't know if
she's
maybe
real-
I've seen it.
She's real talkative. She
Oh,
likes
yeah.
to show out.
Was that that
Okay.
white-
I know, like,
white bird? With that when he would just kind of,
Yeah, the big white bird.
I don't know it.
cockatoo.
Cockatoo. I've seen him before, and they've let people hold it, and I've been just kind of standing over them. I've been over there standing there. I want to hold it.
Yeah, well, they can't just let you hold them.
I know, but I've seen them, the kids hold them.
Yeah, at certain times, but you got to hold an alligator last year, so. So that is one little. I'm gonna do that little shout out real quick. You've been letting us hang out around Christmas time as the Grinch and Cindy Lou Who, and we've enjoyed that because I think you do the Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus with the Joy to the World, and you let them take pictures with the kangaroo. Is that still going on this Christmas?
Yeah, I think you're in. You're already committed. I
Oh
committed
yeah,
to do
yeah.
this. You've got to come over and return that favor.
Listen, I threw a thing on Facebook the other day, our picture, and some lady from Boaz Chambers like, do you care? Does the Grinch care to do a skit? And I don't know what that means, but I said yes. So, it's going to be entertaining this year. But
I hope it ain't you singing.
Gosh, I hope it ain't me singing either. She didn't say that. But the crocodile part of the song was Seasick Crocodile.
Seasick crocodile. So we had two different stations set up. So we've got Mr. and Miss Claus with a kangaroo, and that's where the good kids go and sit.
Oh.
And then you got the Grinch and Cindy Lou over here with an alligator, and that's where all the ones that's been naughty, they come down there. But I think there were more naughty kids there than they was the good kids. They wanted to get down there and see the Grinch.
Well,
I think it's more Cindy Lou's what they wanted to see.
Yeah.
Cindy Lou does take some time getting herself dressed up. She really enjoys it. And I don't know. I asked her, I said, are you going to be, 18 years old one day and still, be my Cindy Lou and I'll keep being the Grinch? And she says, yeah, for now. But I heard around 12 or 13, they really changed. So we'll see if that tradition keeps on. But what else you got something else crazy over there?
We have.
Oh, it's a possum.
You reckon he's seen
So
the
this
shadow?
is a Virginia possum. There's only one species of possum
Oh, man, look at this thing.
in all North America, and it's actually an opossum.
Hey, can I hold it?
Oh,
In
possum.
Australia, they're possums.
Is this a
This
young
is
one?
not Sand Mountain Sam. This is Sand Mountain Sam's backup. This is the stunt guy.
I got you. He's the one that
So we didn't bring Sand Mountain Sam with us, and for y'all that don't know who Sand Mountain Sam is, that's a big event that we do, and it comes every February the 2nd. Instead of Groundhog's Day, we use a possum in the South because we don't put a lot of faith in a groundhog predicting our weather down south.
I
So
kept
we
her
use a
out of
possum.
school 2 years ago, and we come to the first annual, I guess, at Bama Bucks. And
that
my
was-
gosh, the people walking around with actual possums, where did they get them?
I don't know.
Do you remember that
I mean,
one guy?
They literally come out of the woods.
Yeah, there was some dude wearing a big, he was a big old dude, and he had like a possum shirt he was wearing, and then he had a possum and he wasn't part of your clan. He wasn't part of your
there's
little.
people coming in there that
They
I
were
didn't
just,
know that
and I'm
had-
like, why does he even have a possum? And it was.
There were so many people at that event.
Yeah,
That blew my mind.
Yeah,
Well, it was a
I
lot
met
of
a lot
fun,
of people.
so-
You had mayors and state senators and all kinds of
Yeah.
people showing up for that.
That, well, I think emerging the possum from the whiskey barrel
Yeah.
This sort of sets a tone in the South.
Absolutely.
That's kind of how we are down here, you know.
You probably should get a preacher to actually pull it from the whiskey barrel, and that would just really set off the whole.
So year before last, we had a guy. His name was Sasquatch, and he dresses up like Bigfoot and he plays a saxophone.
I saw him.
This guy's very good. He performs all over the world. Like I can't remember what it was, like 96 different countries he's played in. It's a lot.
Was he dressed up as Bigfoot in every one of those countries?
Just about all of them.
Wow.
This guy goes around. So, you know, we had him there in Sardis.
Yeah.
And like he's all over the world playing. And he actually called Sam out of the barrel playing the saxophone because, you know, we sort of feel like Bigfoot is like the takes care of the forest. Forest
I mean, you know,
animals,
we're proud Bigfoot supporters
sure.
here.
Yeah, there he is.
The possum just always seemed nasty, but he didn't feel nasty right there when I just petted him. You know, I just felt like they're just old greasy.
They get a bad rap, and they're not a rodent, even though they got a hairless tail. It just kind of makes them look like a rodent, but they're not. This is kind of interesting about a possum. They only live to be 2 or 3 years old, and when possums are born, they're marsupials.
Right.
So their little embryos, there'll be about 20 to 25 of them, and they'd all fit in a spoon.
Wow.
So when they come out to head to the pouch, there's only 13 tits in there. Can we say tits?
Yeah, we
We
can.
just did. Okay.
Tits.
So you got 25 little possums trying to get to a dinner plate. Well, there's not enough to start with, so you're going to have a bunch of them die off immediately. By the time we see them, there's usually only about 7 or 8 on the back of a mama's possum. And only 1 out of 10 of those ever make it to adulthood, which is a year old. Because they don't, like I said, they don't live very long, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they get out on the road. I don't know what they think's fun out there, but the road is just not a place for them to go.
No, it's not. So, like, you know, there'll be many Sand Mountain Sams.
Right. What is this one's name?
This is Jelly.
Jelly.
They named after Jelly Roll.
Oh,
I'm not a big Jelly Roll fan.
You're a Jelly Roll guy. I got it. Terry be getting a face tattoo next. I can see it.
Oh, God.
Well, I think another one of your animals that you have out there, the lemurs, those are pretty neat.
They are.
I'm not supposed to tell you this because, you know, I'm not supposed to
Touch
reach
animals.
over. But every now and then when they're on that one limb, I'll just kind of rotate it a little bit. And they don't like that, you know. So now I'm probably not getting that pass.
So
but
he's confessing in here now.
they move a little. They usually sit back there and won't move. So I'll try to just wiggle that limb. And then they're like, oh, he's about to kill us. But
We do a lot of field trips, lots of them. About once a week, we'll have a school come in. And we had a school about 90 students that was there last week. And that lemur you're talking about, it just kind of jumped out of our girl's hand, and it landed on that.
Oh, my God.
Right on his face. And he's running into walls and everything trying to get out of there.
Oh, my God. That would have. Is that on camera anywhere? I mean, holy smokes. That would be hilarious. That would be my kid, too.
He'll probably not get past that.
Oh, man, we need to get that on camera.
Oh,
Fighting that alligator.
Oh, yes.
You're
Yeah,
missing.
he's bringing the
We'll go there and control the camera.
okay. So the third and I guess final creature he's bringing out of the cage. Has he made a mess? Do you need to help him?
I think he's trying to put the bandana around him.
Oh, okay. He's getting him dressed up. So
He's getting his gear on him.
Darth Gator, is that right?
That's Darth Gator.
Darth Gator. So may the force be.
He's about 3 years old. Alligators grow about a foot a year.
I think this is who we hang out with around Christmas time.
It is. He's grown since then. He's going to be a little bigger for kids to hold this year.
Right.
So Mr. Derek, he comes through the restaurant lots of times with one that would be bigger than this. He brings 6-foot gators in the restaurant all the
And I might
time.
hold him.
Boy, he's chilly. We're going to have to go put him under the heat lamp. Well,
Is he cool?
I mean,
Is he like cool?
he feels cool.
Cold?
No, I don't
It's
know.
a cool animal.
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah.
But the bandana really sets off the Alabama alligator charm, I feel like. And you have 4 of these, right?
Yes.
At the farm. And what's the biggest one?
The biggest one's what, about 8 foot now? Getting close to it.
Where do y'all keep them
7
at?
foot.
Where do you keep
Oh,
him
he's in the
at?
gator enclosure.
Back there in the back?
We never see him.
Oh, no. Heck no. Well, I'll tell you a little story. I
I'd
went
say he's probably 7 foot.
that
From
what spunk than the bigger ones. They'll just whip the snot out of you with their tail.
that tail, well, they'll get you.
Like, oh yeah, I was watching a video the other day of any dude just letting an iguana just whip him, and I'm like, and it's whipping him up big time. You want to turn to the camera slowly? Ross over there, he is just frustrated. You ought to just let him run around in here while we was doing the show. He'd been
He's
fine.
jealous. Yeah, you can if you want to put him out.
Nah, no, I can hear him, and I know he's like. I seen him in the restaurant the other night. She was literally like showing him the fish in the aquarium, like, here's the fish,
yeah. Teasing him.
Yeah.
He can't have it. Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, that's mean. And she's like, well, he's been giving me a hard time tonight. But I think the two-toed sloth has moved twice in the 47 times I've been at the restaurant. Yeah, the sloth.
Yeah, we have to go in and goose it every now and then just to make sure it's still alive.
It's such a sketchy animal. So it's the dumbest, and then the ostrich,
Yes.
and then the next is humans.
The sloths are very, very.
Oh, turkey's third. Oh yeah. Well, I figure I've got some employees.
Close to being around third.
I got you. Okay.
It takes a sloth sometimes up to 14, 15 days to digest their food. It takes them forever.
Wow.
We had one that passed on us one time, and his heartbeat was down to nothing, and it took it a month to die.
Wow.
Like I said,
He's-
we waited. We just kept waiting and waiting.
Yeah,
and there's nothing
he's
we could
gonna
do for him,
die.
and he finally passed.
He's gonna die in 30 days.
Forever.
I mean, he's basically dead, but in 30 days he will be dead.
I might bring out my lizard at the end of the show.
No, we're not gonna bring him out here.
You said maybe.
I said no. I said we don't want to possibly get the animal. And that thing would eat your lizard.
Well, if it didn't have that mouth taped up.
Yeah, but we'll bring him
Down
on
in the
one day.
gator enclosure a couple of weeks ago, there was a skunk that got down in the enclosure, and it
no.
ended up in that gator's mouth.
Oh,
like it was a full-grown skunk, and it clamped down on it. And it's like it didn't know whether
Instant
it wanted
regret.
to finish up or not. I don't know if a gator knows how to spit, but it laid down there, I know, for 6 hours with that skunk in its mouth, and it's like it didn't know what to do with it.
Oh my gosh!
And it smelled so
Was
bad.
that the big gator that did
Yeah.
it?
Oh, it smelled horrible.
Oh man! For probably what, 2 or 3 days, probably.
I don't know. I mean, the skunk was alive when he clamped down on it, when it went in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It finally took it. It went down in the water, took it under.
He finally just suffered through it.
I
He
guess.
was like, this is the worst
like-
meal I've ever had.
Bad food.
That would be rough. Well, I think did you want to ask that one question, or you want to? Was that just a ha ha question?
That was a question my wife asked.
Your wife asked that question. So Blake had made a list of questions, and then I was like, yeah. I mean, it's
I can ask it in a very good way, I guess. Maybe my wife wanted to know what animal had the longest appendage.
Are we still on the air?
we are, but it's not live, so
I don't know. I kind of leave that stuff to Derek. He's the one that walks around with a tape measure. I don't know.
it's probably the camel.
Camel, mule.
No, actually, I would say it's probably the ostrich.
What?
Oh wow! I would have
it's,
never guessed.
The ostrich?
Yes.
Wow.
That gives me 2 reasons not to trust that son of a gun. Holy smokes!
Wow.
So we've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. But like, how long ago how long has the restaurant been here? Since 17?
This December will be 7 years.
7 years. Okay. So 19, I guess, is when it started.
2018.
You started in the worst time with COVID coming around the corner.
14 months later, they shut the restaurant down. The government did. And we're sitting there with a brand new restaurant and can't operate.
That had
hurt.
to be
it was bad. Yeah.
hard to sleep for sure. You was back to those 3-hour nights, wasn't you, Terry?
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Blue whale. But y'all don't have
No, what y'all have? Yeah,
you don't have a blue whale though.
No.
What's on the farm?
yet.
Not yet. Not yet. I love it.
She's not Googling that, is she?
Yeah.
She's the one
Well-
who told her that.
Yeah. Well, she told me that Ross the raccoon gave her a high five. So, she's in left field. We're I don't even know if we're on the same field as her right now. We may be 2 or 3 fields away.
And to be honest with you, earlier this morning, Ross had surgery.
Oh, yeah. Ross is a little
They
tender, I
kinda
think.
removed
On
his
the giblets.
Boys.
Oh.
We felt like we didn't need any more Rosses in the world.
Yeah, well, you can't trust the Ross.
I can
that's for
understand
sure.
that.
Yeah. I was trying to keep that name from spreading, and then
That-
the other, here a few months ago, that the Ross name it will continue. I can go ahead and tell you. So Dansby's what 2.5 months old now. So that. I thought we killed us all off, after me and Avery was going to die, but looks like Dansby can continue spreading the charm and everything else that comes with being a Ross,
Charm's a nice way of putting it.
He's lost for words.
I know, gosh, what are we talking about? I can't believe Blake asked the question. And then, I had something good to go to, and I know we've been here longer than probably everybody wants to be, but I feel like this has been a very entertaining podcast, and gosh, I hope people take the time.
I'll say this, kind of related to what you asked, but I was in the restaurant one night, and there was a guy sitting back there with 2 of his daughters, and they looked like they was maybe 8 and 10, and he was doing this, and I didn't know what was going on.
I know what's going on.
And it's like, I need to get over there because I could tell the guy was really serious. And he was sitting next to the window area, and he was looking out back. And
We witnessed
he
this
said,
too.
What are we going to do about this? And I looked out, and we had a buck and a doe.
In
that was
rut.
playing quarterback.
Yeah.
And I said, dinner and a show. And he really didn't like it, but that's kind of where our place is.
Well,
when you're surrounded
it's real.
by it's real stuff. When you're surrounded by wildlife, you never know when you're going to see what. It just happens.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah. It's a good time to talk about it.
Just don't sit by the window.
Yeah.
You don't want to see
if you're
nature. Don't
Well, it happened with us by the window, and we're all, gosh, we're gonna sit by the window every time, so we maybe don't have to pay that $4 or $5 or whatever it is. but then we look up and it's like, Brandy's like, and I was like, anyways, look, maybe they'll bring something out here in a minute. Please bring something out. Please bring something out. I don't know if you did or not, but I was like, oh God, I don't know what we're gonna tell her, but
I'll just say right now, the rut is on. It is
full
rut
blast
at our
right now.
place, right?
Buffalo, from buffalo to elk to deer to.
If you don't want to see it, wait till spring and then come.
Well, the camel. Was that the first camel that you ever had that brought news to Sardis right out?
It was. That was the first one, and we'd had it. Yeah, for a while. I know where you're going with this one.
Well, there was news several years ago, and this was before the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
And that a camel had been hit by a car in Sardis. And, Sardis is in Alabama, not in Egypt. So it was, like, why is there a camel? But everybody that knows, the Turk farm knew that it probably was over there. But was you leading that camel when it got hit by the car? And if so, how close was you to almost being hit by the car?
No, I was probably within a foot being hit myself. So we had 2 camels, and we were crossing the road with them. and my wife had already led the first camel across the road, and I was taking this one across the road, and she just balked on me right in the middle of the road.
The worst place.
Camels are worse than mules. They got a mind of their own. Well, they can be very, very stubborn. I seen a car coming up the road, and I hollered back at Jennifer. It wasn't dark, but it was starting to get there. And I said, Jennifer, the camel's not getting out of the road, and this truck's not slowing down. And I was trying to wave him. I was trying to get him stopped, and we wasn't getting nowhere with it. And right at the last minute, I just kind of like let go of the lead rope. I felt it zip through my hand as it hit his truck. And you know, went on. It's like, and I fell and hit the ground like I was. This guy had never seen the camel. Well, he is, you know, on his phone, obviously. Yeah. And but yeah, it was. So Rick and Bubba had it on their show. You know, this is probably where Rick and Bubba started. Yeah, it's something like this, you know. So I was in my truck at work one day, and they had wanted to know who was the owner of a camel that got hit in Sardis. Of course, my last name's Turk, so it sounds real Arabian, you know, and Middle Eastern. And they're saying, what's going on? You know, outside Boaz, there's a Turk with a camel got hit. You know, we need to investigate this. And they said, we would really like for the owner to call in the show. And then I think it was Bubba said, a hump in the road.
You said he had 2 humps.
Well, I don't even want to call in. I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to make fun of my camel.
Yeah.
And, you know,
we've had to put him down.
I was upset losing the camel. I didn't want to talk about it, so I just let it ride.
So you didn't call in?
No. No.
Well, hey.
I can't blame you.
I tell you what. It's been several years, but I appreciate you bringing it up on our show. So
I think you brought it up, Tyler.
Yeah.
I got permission.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did ask. I don't know if you was here yet. You was dragging around, but I did ask if it was something I could ask.
Good.
Yeah. I don't.
Well, the thing was, it was no secret because it actually made national news.
So it was all over the news.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't no hiding that.
Oh God.
So you had reporters, I guess, coming to Sardis, and
Oh yeah.
I didn't know it got that big.
Company, they didn't want to pay for the camel. You know, their thing was, why did the camel cross the road? And I said, well, why did the chicken cross the road?
Yeah, we don't really know.
And they said, well, we don't feel like you should have been crossing the road with a camel. And I said, so I guess when I unloaded it from a trailer, it was supposed to only live on one side of the road and never be on the other side. Well, we just don't understand. And another thing, we don't understand the value of a camel. You know, it's just like,
gosh.
So I had.
Well, I imagine if you go to Tennessee and pay $750 for a raccoon, that a camel's probably a touch more than the raccoon.
A little bit more.
Just a touch.
So, you know, yeah. So, the bull you have out there is pretty cool.
That's Bo.
I like him. He's pretty cool.
We bought him in Missouri. I went up there. I had a little baby kangaroo we was going to sell. When I took the kangaroo up there, I seen this steer, and he come in a little boutique. And then from that boutique, he walked into a cafe that had 7-foot ceilings, had a little Amish kid sitting on his back. I told my wife, I said, that steer is going home with us to Alabama. Yeah. And she said, you're not going to pay no more for that steer than what this kangaroo brings. So we sold the kangaroo, and the steer comes through. I bought him and stuck a $100 bill back in my pocket.
Bye. So got some gas money on the way home.
Yeah. But that thing, when it was in that restaurant, it never racked its head. It never swished a tail, nothing. It just walking around people.
Well, so is that something we can expect coming to the restaurant one night?
We're working our way to that.
Let Everly just ride on top of it?
I'm just afraid I won't end up having to comp a lot of meals.
Yeah.
Across the table. But,
well, we can have some tables outside.
But you don't never know. You may come in and
my
we
God.
may do that one.
That'd be hilarious.
He's pretty big, about 1,800 pound big.
Yeah, he's a thick boy. He is. Well, Everly, do you have any more questions? She's drinking coffee, so she'll be up all night.
There you go.
Oh, Blake, you got anything else?
No, I'm just so thankful to be a part of this.
This has been a good one.
Yeah, this has been amazing.
So we need people to like and subscribe and know that Bama Bucks is more than Bucks. They've got great food of all kinds. Cheesecake that I should have ended this an hour ago because the cheesecake's out there. And
we give it to your wife. She's taking care of it.
Oh, does she know about it? Did you really give it to her? Oh my gosh. Does she know about it?
Daryl and your brother's out there eating on it too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, Terry. You just lost the
you can lick the wrapper. What's left of it.
I don't know what to say right now. I mean,
That's only twice I've seen you lost for a word in this whole program.
I'm telling you.
Hour and 20 minutes. So
you got me with the animal and the what? I don't even remember
The appendage in the
yeah,
cheesecake.
and the cheesecake. That tells you the cheesecake is very important to me. Well, shoot. Well, Terry, I appreciate you coming. Is there anything else? Any shout outs?
no, it's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, I know his kids. He's got a great staff. His family's been behind him most of the time, except for the hot dog stand restaurant fiasco there for a little bit. But when I see Jen over there working, she's always smiling and greeting people right there with you. It's great to see the little reels y'all do on Facebook with Jay, and I think Derek's probably in on that, and a couple others. Looks like you've got a lot of your waiters and waitresses and everybody that gets part of the reels, not just your regular daily staffers. Yeah. So a lot of fun out there at Bama Bucks. If you don't know about it, drive up to Sardis, find Bryant Drive, and once you hit Bryant Drive, you're going to see fences on both sides of the road with animals and cars and a big old cabin restaurant that it's going to blow you away. Pay the $5, go look at the lemurs and the baby pieballs and the camel, and bypass that ostrich. I'm telling you, he's gonna look at you and he's gonna flap his wings completely upside down, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, that's a dinosaur, and just walk on by, because you don't want no part of the ostrich. I stop and stare every time. And it's just right now I'm just trying to, stand my ground. But he knows I hate him. He knows it. He knows I'm terrified of him. But I'll stop and I'll try to catch his bluff. But yeah, he might be dumb, but I might be number one. He might be number two.
He sized me up.
Yeah, he definitely ready to kill me. He's like, you got that long neck too, but mine's 4 foot longer. So, but anyways, great show. Animals, Everly's been in and out. We've got TVs on and off. This is our real show. Probably not going to do a lot of editing because we want you to know that we're about as, mom and pop podcast, but we're trying to get out there, get people like Terry with some fun stories and bring some animals, and got some other big guests coming. Got scammed on my one that I called you about. Don't know if you've heard or not about it, but thank you for not making me pay $1,050 and not showing. So go ahead and let people know how stupid I am. Told you I'm the dumbest animal on the planet Earth.
That's why you and that ostrich
that's why
looking at each other.
That's why we're trying to figure out which one's dumber, I guarantee the next time I come, I'll stoop a little bit when I'm looking at him. I do have some other people that's coming that's they're excited. So don't forget the grind and the good times. Like it, share it, leave a comment, tell us what you think, what you want. If there's somebody you want us to reach out to, Blake, he don't work often, so he's always just ready to start, Googling and reaching out and finding people. He does come in with a tape measure on because he wants Tori to think he's working.
That's right.
Oh, that's something to do with that question.
Yeah, I thought we were measuring things tonight.
Well, I'm glad you brought the smaller animals, Terry. They still probably would make me upset, but yeah. Leave the tape measure in the truck. I had a story. You know how you were talking about the naked people or people you might not really want to see that much of, doing storm work. And I was real quick, and we've been long, but we were gas line. They couldn't find it. So we was trying to find some gas lines for this company on Redstone Arsenal. And people live on the base, you know, the military personnel live up there. And I was 18 years old. I was pretty, I had Brandy, that was my only girlfriend, and I hadn't been exposed to a whole lot because I grew up a preacher's kid and I didn't really get out and do a whole bunch of crazy things. And this wasn't that crazy, but it just shows how I guess I was a little more sheltered. But we hit this gas line, the service, and my foreman told me, he said, Tyler, go around there and knock on the door and tell them if they've got any gas appliances to not use them until we get this fixed. And they had like a storm door, and then the front door was open, but I could see like all the way to the kitchen. And I knocked on the door, and this lady come out, and she had like a tank top, and she come like running through the apartment, I guess. And I'm going to say no bra was on. I don't know. But she had me completely just, after Doofy had been kissed for the first time, just didn't know what to do. And I was like, yep. And she knew what happened. She knew that I had been like she caught me right there, yeah. And I was like, oh my, I'm sorry. And then my foreman come around and he said, did you tell her? And I said, I don't know what I was supposed to tell her. And he said, don't use any gas appliances because we hit your service. I said, that's what I was supposed to tell you. I was so embarrassed, but I was talking about she put me in that trance, and I was like, I have no idea what she even looked like. But yeah, I don't know if Brandy's gonna like that story or not. But anyways, it's out of the bag now. But yeah, so you see things. No. She was some military chick, so she probably could have killed me 42 times if I, would have said something wrong. So, no, yeah. Brandy, she still has me in that trance too. So, but anyways, anything else on? I'm glad we've embarrassed me for a little bit right there.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. I was trying to get Blake, and somehow it got me. Golly. But anyway. Well, if nothing else, we'll end episode 003 with Terry Turk. Go check out Bama Bucks. It's a good time for the whole family. If you don't want your young kids learning things by the window, go in the spring. And I'll leave it with y'all be safe, be careful, behave, don't do anything illegal, immoral, unethical, or just plain stupid. Thanks, guys.